Now we will see how to incorporate different transition effects between the various screens invoked when a screen is opened and closed. Let's try it in the emulator and in GeneXus. We'll see what happens when I tap on the speakers option. Note that the list screen is displayed from below, and when I close it and scroll down, we see that it moves down. It has this transition effect. On the other hand, if I open the sessions, we don't see that effect. How did I program that? How did I achieve this behavior? I open the theme, Simple Android in this case. Note that I've created, below the form class, a subclass of it, which I called form pushup. The form class properties, in this case of this subclass, include the properties enter effect and exit effect. Here is where we program the opening effect of the invoked screen of the form containing this class and the closing effect. Here is where I placed pushup. As we can see, we have all these possibilities. The default option will depend on each platform. Some of them are only valid for iOS and others are valid for all platforms. Slide left and so on. When we select one, the exit option is automatically assigned to the opposite option. The opposite effect, in this case, would be push down. So, what did I do to have the list of speakers use enter and exit effects? I simply open the list, and from the main table, I configured this new class in the form class. This is how I achieved the desired effect. We do this in a static manner. This means that because we configure it here, every time that any object calls this other object, it will be opened and closed in this way. In addition, we may also do this in a dynamic way. That is to say, where we program the invocation so that it's displayed in this way only, in this case, in this invocation. It won't apply to the other times it's invoked. We can do it, for example, from the dashboard. I've already programmed it, and if we open the events, more specifically, the event associated with the tab Work with Devices Speakers, we can see that in addition to the invocation, it was the default option, I added the enter effect as effect.pushup in the call options, which we will see later. What is effect? It's a predefined domain included in GeneXus. We will delete this and see that if I type a period, it shows all the possible enter effects that I can choose from and that belong to this domain. We had selected pushup. We don't have to do so, but we could even enter the event. For example, we could type work with device speaker followed by a period and see that we can call the work with level directly, which was what we were doing so far, or we can use the call options option. There are several call options. We may also program the exit effect. We didn't have to do it because actually we can see that it has the opposite effect by default. Here we could have directly programmed the opposite effect, push down, or another one that must be consistent with what we type as enter effect. Later on, we will see when the composite command is necessary, but for now, we won't worry about it. This is the other way in which we can program these transition effects between the various screens. So this is the end of this topic. Let's move on to the next one.